GeoByte.
Hello friends, welcome to the GeoByte. In the last video, we have discussed some important problems on shear force and bending moment diagrams. In this video also, let us discuss some more important problems which are truly required for both mechanical and civil students. Let us take the problem. Let me read the problem. If a simply supported beam carries a uniformly distributed load on the entire span, the shear force, option A, has maximum value at the midspan, option B has linear variation along the span, option C is constant at all the sections, D is not zero at any section of the beam. Okay, the problem is for simply supported beam. The simply supported beam with UDL, uniformly distributed load, may be like this. This is the simply supported beam, uniformly distributed load is represented like this. The magnitude is W, which is in Newton per meter. A be the one support, B be the other support. Let the reaction at A is RA, reaction at B is RB. The length of the beam is L. Now RA plus RB equal to sum of the point loads. But here it is UDL. First to try to get the point load from UDL. How do we get the point load from the UDL? By multiplying UDL with UDL distance, W into L. UDL into UDL distance gives the point load. Since the UDL is acting throughout the length, therefore reaction at A equal to WL by 2, half of this value, and RB also equal to WL by 2. Then the shear force value, the shear force diagram for this particular case, let us take the reference line. The shear force diagram may be varying linearly like this. This is how the shear force diagram is looking like this. Yeah, the shear force diagram is linearly varying from one support to other support. Here the shear force value may be WL by 2, and here also at the left hand also it is WL by 2. Exactly at the middle the shear force equal to 0. Shear force value equal to 0. That is how the shear force diagram changes linearly from one end to other end. Now look at the options. Has a maximum value at the midsection? No. At the midsection shear force is 0. B has the linear variation along the span. Absolutely correct. The shear force diagram is linearly varying from one end to other end. Therefore option B is absolutely correct. I hope you clearly understood. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the next problem. A simply supported beam carries several concentrated loads. Here concentrated load means point loads. The shear force would be maximum. The problem is for simply supported beam with several concentrated loads. You are asked to decide where do you find the maximum shear force. Option A, at the midspan. Option B, at either of the supports. Option C, under the smallest load. Option D, under the largest load. For that, let us take the simply supported beam. This is the simply supported beam. Let us take the two loads for deciding the maximum shear force. Somewhere here it is 5 kilonewtons. Let this some 6 kilonewtons. The distances are 1 meter, 2 meters and 1 meter. 1 meter. This is the support A. A be the one support, B be the other support. Reaction at A is RA, reaction at B is RB. First let us decide the sum of the reactions. RA plus RB must be equal to sum of the point loads. 5 plus 6 equal to 11. Now for deciding the RA RB, let us take the moments about B. Taking moments about B. You can also take about A. Once you take the moments about B, with respect to B, here the B be the reference point. With respect to B, RA into total distance 4 is giving the clockwise moment. It must be equal to sum of the clockwise moments must be equal to sum of the anti-clockwise moments. This 5 kilonewton is developing the anti-clockwise moment. 6 kilonewton is also developing anti-clockwise moment. Therefore, 5 into 3 plus 6 into 1 up to distance B. These two are anti-clockwise moments. This is the one anti-clockwise moment, other anti-clockwise moment. The moment due to RA is in clockwise moment. Then RA into 4 is equal to 15 plus 6 equal to 21. Then RA equal to 21 by 4. It is equal to 5.25 kilonewtons. Then RB equal to total load means RA plus RB is 11. RA plus RB 11. 11 minus 5.25 is equal to 5.75 kilonewtons. So the RA equal to 5.25 kilonewtons and RB equal to 5.75 kilonewtons. Now let us find the shear force values. Shear force calculations. Take the downward force is positive, upward force is negative. Then shear force at B. At B, the value is RB minus 5.75 because it is upward force. Then shear force at, let this is the C, this is D. Shear force at C equal to minus 5.75 plus 6 is equal to 0.25 kilonewtons. Then shear force at D equal to 0.25, already 0.25 is there, plus at D 5. equal to 5.25 kilonewtons. Then shear force exactly at A, shear force exactly at A equal to already 5.25 is there, minus 5.25 is equal to 0. That is how the shear force values are changing from one end to other end. Now among all these, you can decide where do you get the maximum shear force. If you calculate the shear force values from right to left, maximum shear force is occurring at B. Similarly, if you calculate the shear force values from left to right, if you calculate the shear force values from left to right, you can find that the shear force at A is equal to 5.25 kilonewtons. So from this you can conclude that the maximum shear force may be occurring either at A or B, or simply I can say that the maximum shear force is occurring at the supporting points. Maximum shear force is occurring at the supporting points when the simply supported beam is subjected to several concentrated loads. Now look at the options. At the midspan, no. B, at either of the supports, absolutely correct. The maximum shear force may be occurring either at A or B. So if the equal loads are acting with equal distance from the respective supports, then the shear force will be maximum, that too equal at A and B. Therefore option B can be selected. I hope you clearly understood. Remember, when the simply supported beam having the number of point loads, the shear force may be occurring either at A or B, or the maximum shear force is occurring right at both ends also. He is asking the maximum shear force, therefore maximum shear force is acting either at A or B or at both A and B. I hope you clearly understood. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the next problem. A simply supported beam of span 8 meters loaded as shown below. The shear force at the center of the beam. You are asked to decide the shear force at the middle of the beam. This may be the middle of the beam. This is the midpoint in the beam. At that midpoint, you are asked to decide the shear force. For that, let us have some simplification. Let RA be the reaction at A, RB be the reaction at B. Here RA and RB both will be equal because the beam is loaded with two UDLs with equal magnitudes and with equal distances. Therefore, the RA must be equal to RB. For this case, RA must be equal to RB. That is equal to UDL multiplied by UDL distance. 2T multiplied by 2 is equal to 4T. Other side also 2T multiplied by 2 is equal to 4T. So RA and RB both are equal. Now let us have simplification for shear force. Shear force calculations. Take the downward force is positive, upward force is negative. Then shear force at B. Shear force at B equal to, at B exactly upward force minus 4T. Similarly, shear force at C. Shear force at C equal to already minus 4t is there, plus UDL into UDL distance, 2t into 2 minus 4t plus 4t is equal to 0. Look at the shear force at C. Shear force at C equal to 0. Since there is no load between C and midpoint, let the E. Since there is no load between the C and E, therefore the shear force at the midpoint of the beam is equal to 0. Therefore, option A is absolutely correct. I hope you clearly understood. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the next problem. A simply supported beam is loaded as shown in figure below. The maximum shear force in the beam will be, you are asked to decide the maximum shear force. Already we concluded maximum shear force for the simply supported beam with several point loads will be developed at the reactions only or at the supports only. So let us find the reaction. That reaction itself is equal to maximum shear force. For this case, let the state A or support A, support B. The reaction at A is RA, reaction at B equal to RB. Look at the loads. The distance between the any two loads remain same, and distance between the support and load also remaining same. The total distance is 4c. This load is acting at a distance of C from B. This load is acting at a distance of C from the A. And exactly at the middle, 2W is acting. Therefore, I can say that here RA plus RB equal to W plus 2W plus W is equal to 4W. That is the RA plus RB. These two reactions are equally sharing. This is the 2W. This is the 2W. The reaction at A and B are equal. That reaction at either at A or B itself will be equal to maximum shear force. Therefore, the answer is 2W. Since you are asked to decide the maximum shear force, the maximum shear force is occurring at the supporting points for the simply supported beam subjected to several point loads. I hope you clearly understood. Option C is absolutely correct. Look at the next problem. Yes, read the problem. These are all very important problems, my dear friends. Let us read the problem. If a beam is subjected to a constant bending moment along its length, then the shear force will be, it is given that the bending moment M remains constant throughout the length of the beam. You are asked to decide the shear force will be, you know, the shear force equal to the shear force F equal to rate of change of bending moment dm by dx, where m be the bending moment, x be the distance. But in this case, since the bending moment remains constant, differentiation of constant is equal to how much? 0. Since differentiation of constant is 0, the shear force will be 0 at any section of the beam. Now let us look the answers. Option A also have the constant value everywhere along its length? No. Be 0 at all sections. Be 0 at all sections along the beam. So since the shear force is 0 at all points, option A is absolutely correct. I hope you clearly understood. Remember, the rate of change of bending moment will be equal to shear force. Look at the next problem. Read the problem. The shear force and bending moment diagrams for a cantilever beam carrying a concentrated load at the free end will be respectively. It is given that the cantilever beam, this may be the cantilever beam, is subjected to a point load at the free end. For that beam with point load, what will be the geometric shape of shear force diagram and bending moment diagram? For that, let us assume L be the length of the beam. L be the length of the beam. The fixture is A, the load point is B. Directly I can go for shear force calculations because it doesn't have any supports. It has only one fixture, that is at A. Shear force calculations. Downward forces I am going to take positive, upward force negative. Shear force at B, downward force W newtons. Now the shear force at A, at exactly A, there is no load, W plus 0 is equal to W. Then the shear force diagram will be varying like this. The shear force diagram is looking like this. Let us take the reference line. 1 minute. Let us take the reference line. Plus, minus. The shear force at B is W, A also W. Then the shear force diagram is looking like this. The shear force diagram is looking like this. Now you can decide what is the geometric shape of the shear force diagram. The geometric shape of the shear force diagram is the rectangle. Similarly, let us have the BM calculations. For this, let us take the clockwise moments are negative, anti-clockwise moments are positive. Now BM at B. At B, there is a load but no distance. Bending moment means product of force and perpendicular distance. So bending moment at B equal to load is there W into no distance equal to 0. Similarly, bending moment at A equal to W into L. I can say that minus W into L, because it is giving the minus W into L is giving the clockwise moment. Clockwise moment I took as negative. So that is equal to minus WL. Minus WL. That is the bending moment. So here bending moment, let us take the reference line, positive, negative. This is the B. A. Bending moment at B equal to 0 and bending moment at A is minus WL. Minus W into L. The bending moment is linearly varying because bending moment is the linear function of distance W into L. So therefore, bending moment diagram is looking like a triangle. Remember, if a cantilever beam has point load at its free end, the shear force diagram is looking like a rectangle. Bending moment diagram is looking like a triangle. Look at the answers. is asking order is the shear force and bending moment diagrams. Shear force diagram is rectangle and rectangle, the answer. Shear force diagram is rectangle, bending moment diagram is triangle. Therefore option C is absolutely correct. I hope you clearly understood. Let us read the next problem. Look at the next problem. An increase in load at the free end of a cantilever is likely to cause failure. It is given that the beam is cantilever. Maybe the point load at the free end W. It is given that an increase in load at the free end of a cantilever is likely to cause failure. You know, wherever the bending moment is maximum, there the chances of failure is more. For this case, definitely the maximum bending moment is occurring at the fixed location or fixture. Therefore, chance of failure is more at the fixed point. Look at the options. At the free end, no. At the midspan, no. At the fixed support, yes. Remember, my dear friends, in case of cantilever beam subjected to point load at its free end, maximum bending moment is occurring at the fixed location or fixture. Therefore, the beam is going to fail at that fixture location only. Remember, even if the cantilever beam is subjected to combination of point loads and UDL or only UDL, the maximum bending moment is occurring only at the fixture. Therefore, chance of failure is more at the fixture point only. Therefore, option C is correct. I hope you clearly understood. Even if the beam is subjected to UDL, in addition to the point load, it is likely to fail at the fixture only. I hope you clearly understood. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the next problem. A cantilever beam of span 6 meters carries a point load 100 kilonewtons at its free end and another point load W at the mid of its length. If the maximum bending moment is stated to be 900 kilonewton meter, the load W will have the value. This problem also for cantilever beam may be like this. Cantilever beam subjected to one point load at the free end, that is 100 kilonewtons, and at the middle of the beam one more load is there. The total length is given 6 meters. Therefore, I can say this is the 3 meters. The other one also equal to 3 meters. Maximum bending moment is given. The maximum bending moment is given. This is the maximum bending moment, 900 kilonewton meter. You are asked to find what is the W. As we know, the maximum bending moment is occurring only at the fixed point of the cantilever beam. Therefore, this maximum bending moment 900 kilonewton meter must be equal to this load into up to distance or up to the distance to the fixture, that is 3 into 1 minute, not 3 exactly. It is W into 3 plus this load into up to distance fixture. 100 plus 100 into 6. 900 is equal to 3W plus 600. I hope you clearly understood. The bending moment due to 100 kilonewtons is that 100 kilonewton into this distance. Similarly, the bending moment due to this W is W into 3 meters up to the distance fixture. From this I can say that 3W equal to 900 minus 600 is equal to 300. Therefore, W equal to 300 divided by 3 is equal to 100 kilonewtons. That is the answer. I hope you clearly understood. 100 kilonewton is the load. Therefore, option B is absolutely correct. I hope you clearly understood. Let us go for the one more problem. Look at the next problem. For a cantilever beam loaded shown in figure. There is a cantilever beam, but it has one support also at the free end. This kind of beam, is called propped cantilever beam. Propped cantilever beam means it has one support and one fixture. The maximum bending moment will occur at. Remember, my dear friends, for the case of propped cantilever beam is subjected to point load at the midpoint. Point load at the midpoint. The maximum bending moment is occurring under the load only. Therefore, the options are the midspan of the beam, absolutely correct, that is under the load. The maximum bending moment is occurring under the load. I hope you clearly understood. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the next problem. A cantilever beam 8 meters long carries a uniformly distributed load W kg per meter run throughout its length. If the maximum bending moment is 3200 kg meter, then the rate of loading is. This is the problem for the cantilever beam with UDL over its entire length. UDL, it's over entire length. The UDL may be W, the length may be L. As you know, maximum bending moment is occurring at the fixed end. At the fixed end. The maximum bending moment equal to UDL into UDL distance gives the point load. Assume the resultant point load is acting at the middle of the beam. That middle portion to the distance up to the fixture is L by 2 into L by 2. It is equal to WL square by 2. Remember, if a cantilever beam is subjected to UDL over its entire length, the maximum bending moment is occurring at the fixed end with a magnitude WL square by 2. That maximum bending moment is given 3200 kg meter. You are asked to find the W. W into what is the distance given? Distance given is 8 meters. W into 8 square divided by 2 is equal to 3200. Okay. From this, W into 8 square is equal to 6400. W into 8 square equal to 64. Equal to 6400. From this, the magnitude of the UDL is 6400 divided by 64, divided by 64, the answer is 100 kgs. 100 kg per meter, that is the answer. 100 kg per meter. Option D is absolutely correct. These are all very, very important problems. Let us go for the next problem. Yes, read the next problem. A cantilever beam 4 meters long carries a uniformly distributed load of 1000 Newton per meter throughout its entire length and a concentrated load of 4000 newtons at the free end. The maximum value of bending moment will be, the diagram is looking like this. A cantilever beam of length 4 meters. 4 meters. It is subjected to UDL over its entire length, uniformly distributed load with a magnitude 1000 Newton per meter. In addition to UDL, concentrated load also acting at the free end with a magnitude 4000 newtons. You are asked to find the maximum bending moment. Undoubtedly, maximum bending moment is occurring at the fixture, at the fixed location. That maximum bending moment equal to, maximum bending moment at the fixture is equal to point load into up to distance fixture, that is 4000 into 4, that is the moment due to point load, plus moment due to UDL. For getting the moment due to UDL, first you have to convert from UDL to point load. The point load from the UDL is obtained by multiplying UDL with UDL distance, that is 1000 multiplied by 4. UDL multiplied by UDL distance gives the point load. Assume that resultant point load is acting at the middle of the beam. Resultant point load is acting at the middle of the beam. From that resultant point load to the distance up to the fixture, that is L by 2. L by 2 means 4 by 2. So this is the point load. First I got the point load from UDL by multiplying UDL with UDL distance. By multiplying UDL with UDL distance, I got the point load. Assume that point load is acting at the middle, from the middle point to up to distance fixture. It is equal to 16,000 plus, this is 2 times 16,000 plus 8,000. 8,000. It is equal to 24,000 Newton meter. That is the answer. I hope you clearly understood. Therefore, option C is absolutely correct. The maximum bending moment is occurring at the fixture only. The magnitude of that maximum bending moment is 24,000 Newton meter. I hope you clearly understood. Look at the next problem. Read the problem. Mark the correct statement conforming to cantilever beam carrying several concentrated loads. Option A, the bending moment is maximum at the free end. No. For the case of cantilever beam, maximum bending moment is occurring at the fixed point. Option A is not correct. Option B, the bending moment is maximum at the mid of the span. No. Maximum bending moment is occurring at the fixed end only. Look at the option C. The shear force is maximum at the support. Yes, support means fixture. Remember, For the case of cantilever beam, whether it is subjected to point load or UDL or combination of point load and UDL, the maximum shear force and the maximum bending moment are occurring at the fixed location only. Therefore, option C is absolutely correct. I hope you clearly understood. Shall we move to the next problem? Yes. Look at the problem. The shear force at a certain section of the beam is stated 0. That means shear force at a particular section equal to 0. The bending moment at that section will be, remember my dear friends, the bending moment may be either minimum or maximum in a section where the shear force is 0. Once again, wherever the shear force is 0, there the bending moment may be either minimum or maximum. Look at the options. Minimum, no. Maximum, no. Either minimum or maximum. Wherever the shear force is 0, bending moment is found either minimum or maximum. Option C is absolutely correct. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the problem. The bending moment for a certain portion of the beam is constant, given that bending moment equal to constant in a certain portion of the beam. For that section, shear force would be definitely 0. You know, shear force equal to rate of change of bending moment. Since he is asking the shear force in a section where the bending moment is constant, if the bending moment is remaining constant, differentiation of constant equal to 0, therefore shear force will be 0 wherever the bending moment is remaining constant. I hope you clearly understood. Therefore, option A is absolutely correct. Let us go for the next problem. Yes, read the problem. Which one of the following portions of the loaded beam shown in the figure given above is subjected to pure bending moment? The diagram is given like this. Look at the diagram given. At B, one load is given. D, the same magnitude of load is given. That too, the load at B and load at D are with the equal distances from the both supports A and E. Therefore, RA equal to W, RB equal to W. RA equal to W and RB equal to W. If RA equal to W and RB equal to W, then the shear force is appearing in this region and in this region. But the shear force between B and D equal to 0. Wherever the shear force is 0, the bending moment may be either minimum or maximum. That bending moment I can call as pure bending moment. So for the given diagram, by looking the diagram you can have the answer that the pure bending moment is occurring between the DB, because in this section the shear force will be 0. I hope you clearly understood. Remember, wherever the shear force is 0, bending moment may be either minimum or maximum. That kind of bending moment I can call as pure bending moment. Therefore, option D is absolutely correct. Shall we move to the next problem? Yes. Yes. Read the problem. A simply supported beam of span L carries over its entire span a load that varies linearly from 0 at either ends to W kg per meter run at the midspan. That means load is 0 at the both supports, and at the middle of the span it is W. That too it is given that the load is linearly varying. The load is linearly varying. Therefore, the shear force will be 0 at. So, for this case, the diagram may be like this. Let us take the simply supported beam. The one support, other support. The distance, span means here distance between the two supports is L. The load is 0 at A and 0 at B, but at the midspan, let C be the midspan. At the midspan, the load is W. It is varying linearly. This is the uniformly varying load. Uniformly varying load. That is how the load can be represented like this. This is the load. Here the load is W. It is looking like a triangle. The area of the triangle will be equal to sum of the reactions RA, RB. So RA plus RB is equal to sum of the point loads. How do we get the point load from the UVL? Is equal to area of this triangle. Area of this particular triangle. Area of the triangle equal to half into base L into height W. That is the RA plus RB. WL by 2. Since the load is varying linearly from both supports to the midspan, therefore RA will be equal to RB is equal to WL by 4. Half of this value, WL by 4. RA equal to WL by 4. RB equal to WL by 4. You are asked to find the shear force will be 0 at what location? That's what, na? The shear force will be 0 at. Okay. For that, let us take the shear force calculations. Downward forces you take positive, upward forces you take negative. Yes. Shear force at B. Shear force at B. At B it is upward force negative minus WL by 4. Right. Shear force at the midspan at C equal to minus WL by 4 already is there plus downward force up to the midspan. Up to the midspan. That is also looking like a right angle triangle. From C to, that means let this the K. KCB is the right angle triangle. Area of that triangle will be equal to point load. Half into base W into distance. Distance up to this location. This location. That is L by 2. L by 2. Simplify that value. Minus WL by 4 plus WL by 4 will be equal to how much? 0. Therefore, the shear force will be 0 at the midspan of the beam. Remember, this point is very important point. When a simply supported beam is subjected to uniformly varying load, that too 0 at the supports and maximum at the middle point, the shear force will be 0 at the midspan. Here at this location shear force at the midspan is equal to 0. Look at the options. The shear force will be 0 at support ends, no. Distance L by 4 from the either ends, no. Midspan, absolutely correct. Option C is absolutely correct. I hope you clearly understood. Look at the next problem. Look at the next problem. A cantilever beam of 5 meter span has been subjected to a concentrated load and a couple as shown in figure. Cantilever beam has a point load at the middle of the beam and a couple, the two anti-clockwise moment couple at the free end. Then the bending moment at the fixed end will be, you are asked to find the bending moment at the fixed end. Let us find the bending moment at fixed end. Let that is A. Bending moment at A, that is fixed end, equal to 10 kilonewton meter, 10 tons meter, 1 minute. 10 tons meter, it is acting in the anti-clockwise moment. If I take the anti-clockwise moment is positive, clockwise moment should be taken negative. This 4 into this distance up to the fixture is developing the clockwise moment. Clockwise moment is taken as negative, minus 4 tons into 2.5. Since it is the clockwise moment with respect to the fixed end A, I have taken negative. It is equal to 10 tons meter minus 4 into 2.5, 10 tons meter plus 10 ton meter minus 10 ton meter equal to 0. Therefore, the bending moment at the fixed end will be equal to 0. Option A is absolutely correct. This problem is very important problem. I hope you understood. Let us go for the next problem. Read the problem. A beam is acted upon by a point load of 200 kg force and a couple C as shown in figure. So this is the couple location, this is the point load. If the beam is to remain in equilibrium, the couple should have the value to have the equilibrium position in the beam with one couple and one point load. What will be the magnitude of couple? You are asked to find the couple C equal to how much? Dear friends, the condition for equilibrium is sum of the clockwise moments must be equal to sum of the anti-clockwise moments. Let me write that point. Condition for equilibrium is sum of clockwise moments must be equal to sum of anti-clockwise moments. Now look at the moments. This couple itself is moment. This couple is acting in the anti-clockwise direction with respect to A. With respect to A, 1 minute. With respect to A, couple is having the anti-clockwise moments. This must be equal to moment due to point load. The moment due to point load is that point load multiplied by distance up to A. So with respect to A, the moment due to point load is, it must be equal to 200 kg force into 5 plus 8, 13. couple C equal to 2600. Here the load is kg force and the distance is meter. Unit is kg force meter. Therefore couple C equal to 2600 kg force meter. That is the answer. Therefore the option D is absolutely correct. These are all very, very important problems. You are all very lucky to hear these important problems. Shall we go for the next problem? Yes. Look at the given problem. The structure shown in given below will be stable if given like this. This one structure is having the support somewhere at this location A, but this is one UDL, uniformly distributed load, and the other one, it is also uniformly distributed load. To know the relation between X and Y, let us take the moments with respect to A. Moments with respect to A. With respect to A, this W is developing the anti-clockwise moment, and this 2W is developing the clockwise moment. This 2W is developing the clockwise moment. This fellow is developing the anti-clockwise moment. To have the equilibrium condition with respect to A, some of the clockwise moments must be equal to anti-clockwise moments. Therefore, the anti-clockwise moment due to W, anti-clockwise moment due to W UDL is UDL into UDL distance gives the point load. Assume that resultant point load is acting at the middle. From the middle point to distance up to A. This is x by 2 into x by 2. I hope you understood. First I got the point load from UDL by multiplying UDL with UDL distance. Assume the resultant point load is acting at the middle of the beam, middle of the left side UDL. That middle point to up to distance A, that is x by 2. It must be equal to 2W into Y. UDL into UDL distance gives the point load. Assume that point load is acting at the middle. From the middle point to up to distance A, that is Y by 2 into Y by 2. Simplify it. It is Wx square by 2 is equal to, so this 2 cancelled, Wy square, W cancelled. Therefore, x square equal to 2y square. That is the answer. Look at the options. A is not correct, B is not correct, x square equal to 2y square. Absolutely correct. Option C is absolutely correct. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the problem. Figure shows the shear force diagram for a simply supported beam. It is given that this is the shear force diagram for a simply supported beam. The diagram suggests that, my dear students, between the A and C, between A and C, 1 minute, between A and C, see how the shear force diagram varying? Linearly varying. Since the shear force diagram is linearly varying between the A and C, Therefore, between the A and C, there might be UDL. Under UDL only, the shear force diagram is linearly varying. And in between the CD or at D, I can say that at this region, at D, there might be a point load. Or because of the reaction also, the shear force may be developed. Anyhow, let us look the options. Let us look at the options. Option A is, the diagram suggests that there is a concentrated load at B. No. At B, there might be UDL. Uniformly distributed load exists between A and B. A and B, not only between A and B, but also throughout the length of AC, UDL is acting. B also not correct. Uniformly distributed load exists between C and D. No. There is uniformly load between A and C. Absolutely correct. There might be a UDL between the A and C. I hope you clearly understood. Between the A and C, definitely there might be uniformly distributed load. Shall we move to the next problem? Yes. Look at the problem. Figure shows the shear force diagram for a cantilever with A and E as fixed and free ends. A is fixed end. This is the fixed end and this is the free end for a cantilever beam. Free end. Okay. It can be concluded that there is a concentrated load at the free end. There is a concentrated load at the free end E. Absolutely correct. There might be a concentrated load at E. Correct. There is uniformly distributed load between the C and D. No. Look at the shear force diagram. Since the shear force diagram is not linearly varying, there is no UDL case at all. Maximum bending moment occurs at B. No, maximum bending moment should be at the fixed end. And largest concentrated load at point B. Look at the shear force value. This is the maximum shear force value at B. Therefore, largest concentrated load acts at B is looking correct. What about the A? There is a concentrated load at the free end E. That is also true. Both A and D are absolutely correct. Because at the free end also there is a shear force. That shear force is due to concentrated load. I hope you clearly understood. Option A and D both are looking correct. Okay. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the last problem. The variation of bending moment for a cantilever beam. Look at the bending moment diagram for the cantilever beam. The bending moment is maximum at A. Maximum bending moment is occurring for the cantilever beam at the fixed end. Therefore, this is the maximum bending moment at the fixed end and zero bending moment at the free end. Okay. A conclusion can be made to the effect that option A, the cantilever is fixed at the end E. Cantilever is fixed at the end E. That is not correct. So the end E is the free end. Therefore, option A is not correct. Option B, no point load acts at the free end of the cantilever beam. There might be some point load at free end. Then only bending moment can be developed between D and E. This is also not correct. That is also not correct. Option C. There is at least one portion of the cantilever beam where uniformly distributed load. No, it is not correct. Nowhere in the bending moment diagram varies parabolically. The bending moment diagram or bending moment is not varying parabolically nowhere. Therefore, the beam definitely not having the UDL. Then option D might be correct. There are at least 4 concentrated loads on the cantilever. It might be correct. It might be correct. At 4 points, that is E, D, C and B, point loads might be there with respect to points B, C, D, E. Anyhow, for this problem, option D might be correct. My dear students, with this I am concluding this video. In the next video, we will discuss some more important problems. Thank you. Thank you for watching all these problems. These are all problems which are very equally important problems. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Geobyte.